you're in a kind of environment where it's closed off from the rest of society. You know, it's generally, there might just be a couple of people in there at the time. So if you're like me, or at least like I used to be, I used to struggle making friends. I've always been quite an introverted person, never really been one to be outgoing and super loud or anything like that. So when I was younger, I struggled to make friends with people. Well, if that sounds like you, then this is the video for you, so stick around because I need that watch time. So if you want to make more friends and you're struggling to really get yourself out there, you're struggling to come out your shell a bit, maybe you're a very nervous person, maybe you're not used to socialising with people, you might even have social anxiety. Well, one of the best ways to break that barrier is simply to just start by saying hello. Let's say you're on a walk somewhere, and I would advise, if you're not a sociable person, try and get out of the house as much as you can. Let's say you're going on a daily walk and you see a few people, say hello to them, say good morning, good afternoon. It shows that you're not some idiot that just walks around on the phone all day, you know, and it shows that you're a genuine person, you're in a good mood, you're in a social flow, and that's going to help you throughout the day. But get you sort of like, as Hamza said, it's social lubrication. But yeah, just start by saying hello, right? That's the first step to increasing your confidence, because it's easy, it's surface level, there's no pressure, and you know, if it don't go well, the worst that's going to happen is someone's going to ignore you. Oh well, big deal. The second way you can start to make more friends is just make small talk with people. You know, let's say you've said hello, they've said hello back. Ask them, how are you doing? How's your day going? And try and get a little conversation back and forth. Just small talk, surface level. You don't need to go too deep. And just go with it. There's no pressure. You don't really know this person, so there's not much to lose if you mess up, say something embarrassing. It's not a big deal. I've actually made a few friends at work by doing this, and it's weird, but it has actually kind of worked. So anyway, I've made friends in men's toilets, right? I don't know, that sounds kind of weird, kind of creepy, but hear me out. So when we go to the toilet at work, if you work in a busy place where there's a lot of staff around, you're more than likely going to bump into people when you're going for a piss. You're in a kind of environment where it's closed off from the rest of society. You know, it's generally, there might just be a couple of people in there at the time. And let's say you're washing your hands, say hello, ask them how they're doing. They might ask you how you're doing. Try and strike up a conversation. You know, maybe if they end up talking about themselves, and by the way, this is a really good technique for getting to know people. They say something about themselves rather early on in your interactions with them. Ask them about that, because there's a good chance that's going to be their golden nugget. That's going to be something that they're going to want to like keep talking about, because it's probably something that they're passionate about, and they're going to perceive you as a good listener. Generally, when you open yourself up to people more, you feel more trusted to that person. So by getting them to talk about themselves, they're going to naturally perceive you to be a good friend, because you're a good listener and you've had more of a deeper connection with that person. But yeah, have deeper conversations with them. Open up more about yourself. You don't have to say something that's like super secretive, and if it got out, it'd totally destroy you socially. But just try and open up more. Talk about yourself a little bit more. You know, maybe you could talk about something that's a little bit personal, or an experience that you went through that wasn't a good thing, but it's something that's affected you on an emotional level. Because when you do that, you establish a more emotional connection with the person you're speaking to, and because you're talking about a deeper thing, you become much closer to that person, and they start to trust you more because you've put more trust in them. That's how you build a closer friendship. This is very important as well, and that's to be yourself. Don't pretend to be something you're not, because chances are people can see through it, especially women. Women are like hawks when it comes to this sort of stuff. Women just know. Women can see through bullshit from a mile away. Just be yourself. Be authentic. Don't try to be something you're not. Like I say, the more you do it, the more you practice this thing, the better you're going to get. As they say, there's only one way to Carnegie Hall, and that's practice. So yeah, like I said, if you're going on any daily walks or anything like that, say good morning to people, say good afternoon. If a conversation comes up, try and have a conversation. And by doing that, you're getting into a social flow, as I've said. And when you're in a social flow, it's much easier to talk to people. It's much easier to get a conversation going, because you feel more relaxed, you feel more confident, because it's like you feel good about yourself. Because you were speaking to someone, you was having that human interaction, endorphins are being released in your brain and feeling better, so you feel more comfortable and more confident, and that's going to help you make friends. That's all I'm going to say about that.